Hello everyone, and welcome back to my crafting world. This is Anna. Guys, I showed you a project share on this little tag box right here, and several of you have asked me for a tutorial. So we're going to make this box today. Guys, I appreciate your feedback. I really do. So it is my pleasure to make this box with you. So we're going to set this aside. I'm going to show you what we're going to need. I'm going to give you measurements as we go. So we're going to set this box aside, and we are going to get some solid colored cardstock. And again, I'm going to go ahead and use the Classic Christmas. And I am going to use the Dots and Stripes foil paper. So we're going to use those three, and then you are going to need some chipboard. So you're going to need 2 sheets of the solid cardstock. You're going to need one that is 11 1/4. This is going to be for your bottom. And then for your top, you're going to need one for the lid that is 10 3/8 by 7 7/8. Okay, we're going to go ahead and score these. So let me get my scoreboard. Okay, we're going to start with the bottom of the box. Okay, so it doesn't matter what end you start at, as long as you start. Okay, so we're going to score all 4 sides at 2 inches. You know, and the thicker the cardstock, the better your box will be. This is from recollections. I feel like it kind of wanted to tear right there, so, and it probably did a little bit right there. I hate that. I always try to go fast on the videos for you guys, because I hate to lose your attention or take up, you know, more time than is necessary. Or we're just gonna have to color that in or something if it tore, or make another one. Okay, so this is the bottom, 2 inches all the way around, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the lid as well. So the lid is gonna be 1 1/2 inches all the way around. So let's go 1 1/2 all the way around, and that is the lid. All right, so now we're gonna put it together. So we're going to cut on the short sides. We're going to cut, and the way I try to keep my boxes straight is I don't angle this side of the lid, or this is the flap that's going to go down. These are going to go in because these are the tabs. So I try not to angle this one unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to cut right on that score line to the left of the score line. Okay, right on the score line, straight down, okay, to the next score line. There we go. Now this one I can angle all the way to the score line. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on this side, up to this to the right of the score line, all the way down to the next score line. All right, we're going to do that on both pieces the very same way to release those tabs. All right, so we've got all our corners cut out. Now I'm going to work with the bottom first. I'm going to go ahead and fold those score lines and burnish the score marks very well. Okay, so I'm going to set the lid aside, and I'm going to go back to the bottom of my box. Okay, we're gonna put this together. So this is gonna go this way. Okay, and the way I get my boxes pretty straight is, remember this line, this I cut straight. So once I fold it, I just make sure that line right there, this cut right there, is straight with this corner right here, like right there. Okay, there we go. It is straight, almost flush with this corner right here. And that's how I know that my box is going to be square. Also, you don't want any of the lid, or I'm sorry, of the tab, you don't want it sticking up. You want it flush with the top of your lid, okay? So same thing with this one. I will put it flush to the side. Make sure it doesn't go over at all. Sorry about that. Make sure it doesn't go over at all on the top, and I know my lid is square. So let's glue those together. I'll show you what I mean here. Okay. So I am going to bring this up, and I am going to line it up right at the corner there. Okay, I hope you can see that. It's right. I'm trying to make you the light, but it's right at the edge. Okay, and then right here, it's right at the rim of this lid side right here. So I'm gonna hold this down for a little bit. You know, this is that Recollections paper, and it's got that coating, and it takes a minute to adhere and gets on my nerve. Okay, I'm gonna call that one done. Now I'm going to do the other one with you, and then I'll do the rest of the box. And I'm going to do the very same. The very same process with the lid. I'm gonna glue them down the exact same way. So there we go. Okay. So let me continue to glue all the tabs together to form the actual box, and I'll give you more measurements after that. Okay guys, we have the bottom and the top of our box glued together. So moment of truth, yes, it does fit. And now we're gonna go ahead and mat the bottom one. So we're working one at a time. So let me tell you what these mats are. So for the bottom, you're going to need, I have two different ones. I have one for the outside, one for the inside and one for the outside. So, but they're gonna be cut at the same measurement, okay? So for your mats, your larger mat, it has to be 4 5/8 by 7 1/8. Now you can cut them a little bit smaller. I chose this size because it just makes the box, I feel like it makes the box a little bit stronger if we cover more area. So that's gonna go at the bottom, and I have one for the outside. Okay, and then the ones for the sides, your long sides, you cut those at 7 1/8 by 1 7/8. So 1 7/8 thick and 7 1/8 inch long. And these are going to go on the inside. And again, I've already cut the ones for the outside. Okay, so it's going to go this way. You need 2 of those. What happened to my other one? Okay, here we go. Here's the other one. Yes, okay. So that is going to go right here. This one is going to go right here. Let me see, maybe I want it this way. Yeah. And then this one is going to go on the inside right here. And then I have my 2 sides right there. Guys, if you have directional paper, please look at your direction on the paper, because it will make a difference. So I'm going to glue these down on the inside, and I'm going to glue them down on the outside as well. All right, guys, I have covered the box inside and out. And there we go. And it turns out to be, super sturdy for real. So, okay, now we're going to work on the lid. So the measurements for the lid are a little bit different. I'm going to check to see how it fits now. And it's still a snug, it's snug, but it's not tight, which is good. I was thinking on my original box, I didn't do the inside of the lid So I'm thinking there's more than enough space to do the inside. So anyway, let me give you the measurements for the inside of this lid. So you need, and I didn't want to cut another piece of cardstock, so I used some of that I had left over from this one, but I'm going to use the red side. So for the inside and the outside mats, you need, these are 4 3/4 by 7 1/4. Okay, so you need 2 of those. There are my 2. One is for the inside, which is this one, and this one is for the outside. We're going to use stockings for the outside. There, okay? Now you need, for the sides, you're going to need these to be 1 3/8 inch wide by 7 1/4 inch long. So these are going to go on the sides, and if you're going to cover the inside, you will need 4 of these. I went ahead and cut 4 because I'm going to try the inside with this box. So you need 4 of those. Here are my 2 mats. Here are my 4 side pieces, and for the other side pieces, which is the shorter side, these need to be 1 3/8 inch wide by 4 3/4 inch long. And again, you need 4 of those if you're going to cover the inside as well. So there are my 4. I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down, and then we are going to work on those dividers. Okay? Be right back, guys. We have our box covered inside and out. Now, what we need are the dividers for the inside. So let me tell you what you need for that. You need 1 strip of chipboard, and this is only 32 point chipboard. It's not real thick. It's 7 1/4 inch long and 1 7/8 inch tall. And you need 2 that are 1 7/8 inch wide by 4 1/4 inch long. Okay, now we need to cover these with paper to match the inside. I don't know if I'm going to have enough for all 3, but I may have to cheat a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right at the edge here. I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to fold this paper over. Let me see, I need to cut this down. Let me cut this down. And I'm only cutting it down, guys, because I'm not going to have, I don't think I'm going to have enough for the other 2 pieces. So I'm going to cut it down. Where is my finger blade? I'm going to cut it down to just what I need. Okay, that way I have at least enough for 1 and cheat on the other one. Okay, so let me go ahead and put some glue on here and cover this. Come on, glue. So let me cover this. There we go. Okay, guys, so I thought I had more of the striped paper, and I apparently do not. Therefore, change of plans. I am going to use this solid green color. So let me go ahead and put glue on here and glue that down. I hope the recipient doesn't mind because I am going to be sending this out. I'm going to go ahead and make some tags out of the paper collection and send this out. Okay, I'm going to glue it down to this side. I'm going to glue this one down. I'm going to let that dry because remember, it's that paper that doesn't takes a minute to adhere, so I'm gonna let that dry. I'm going to trim all this off. You could use your scissors, you can use your finger blade. I'm gonna use my scissors. Okay, so apparently my phone was not recording. After I put in this long one, I measured 2.5 right here, 2.5 right there. I put glue around the 3 edges and lined up this mark with this mark and glued this one down. And then I measured another 2.5 inches from here to here, here to here, and I put a little mark on there. I don't even know if you can see it. And then I put glue on the 3 edges, and I went ahead and glued that one down. There we go. Guys, I'm gonna make some tags to fit into the box because I used the tags for the other box, and I'm gonna give this away, guys. You tell me what you think the hardest part about making the box was. I feel, in my opinion, for me the hardest thing was putting these down centered, centering these. So I'm gonna make some tags, fill it up, decorate the box. I'll be back, show you what it is, and you guys tell me what you think the hardest part was. All right? Hope I didn't lose you when I thought I was recording and I wasn't. All right, guys, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I feel really bad that I didn't record when I glued in the dividers. So I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna do a mock gluing of the dividers, and I had already given you the measurements. Where I left off was telling you how that I was going to wrap the divider. So all I've done here is glued it down to the green cardstock, and then I'm gonna go ahead and score this right there so it'll have a nice straight score line. All right, now I'm gonna glue that side down, and you do the same for all 3. They're all the same. Okay, now let's glue that down. And I'm gonna take my finger blade. You know what? I should have cut that down first. I'm gonna unglue this, and I'm gonna cut this side down first. I'm gonna add some more glue, make sure it sticks. And now glue it down. Okay, I'm done with my glue for the moment. And what I did to all 3 of them was, after it was glued down, I went ahead and burnished the end so it'll look a little finished, or it'll look finished, okay? So now we need to make sure that our edges are all cut straight. So I will take my finger blade, and then I'm gonna cut these straight. Okay, so these are wrapped, and then you only need to wrap 3 sides because of course 3 of them are going to be glued down, and you need to make sure your chipboard is exposed because that's what's going to glue down. So just trim it down a little bit if you need to. Sorry guys, my husband is in here talking to me. Okay, so once you have your chipboard covered, what I did was I measured 1/2 inch, and I think this is the part that got lost. I measured 1/2 inch from the side right here, and I marked a little mark right there, and you can, it's still there, right there. Just put a little pencil mark right there, and then do the same to the other side. Mark 1/2 inch, and just put a little mark right there. And then you're going to take your divider, and you're going to put glue all along the edge. Sure that your edges are fully covered in glue. Then you're going to take your box, and you're going to line up the two sides. This isn't long enough, but you're going to line up this side with the 1/2 inch, and you're going to line up this side with the 1/2 inch. And then you're going to push down, and you're going to hold it from the sides. Let me move this. So let's say that I have already pushed, you know, lined up my edges, or my divider here. So I pushed in and pushed down on the divider just to, and I held it there until I knew that it was in place. And then we did the same for the other ones. This one I measured at 2.5. So I went 2.5, and I put a little mark right there. And right here I did 2.5, and I put a little mark on the green divider that we just put down. Okay, and then I took my divider, and I did the same thing. I just lined up my divider onto those little marks, pushed down, held it in place, and I did the same to this one. 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, and this is the last one. And that is how I finished up the box. That is the last step besides embellishing your box. So I don't know if it cut off or not, but I did say that I was going to give this away. All you have to do is tell me what you thought the trickiest part was. Probably like the hardest part you think is in making this box. I mean, if you think, you know, lining it is the hardest, if you think cutting it is the hardest, if you think the dividers is the hardest, just tell me in the comment section what you thought was the hardest. I'm gonna leave this open for 2 weeks, guys. I will give this away, let's say October the 15th. I'm going to draw a winner. You have to be a visible subscriber. You have to let me know what you thought the hardest part is. And of course you have to like the video. And this is complete. I have decorated the top. Here is the top. For the top, all I did was I put some eyelash trim around the top of the box. I did put some pearl trim around it as well, just in these corners. I did put some glitter cardstock, green glitter cardstock, and then the solid green on top. Poinsettias at the corner. I put one of these snowflakes that I had in my stash, and I put a chipboard on top of the snowflake. And then on the side, or the, you know, the side of the box for the lid, I put this trim that I had in my stash, and I just covered the berries in some stickles. There you go. And then let me tell you about the tags. So the tags I cut out were from they were on the back of the front page. So they do have the image from the front page on the back side, but I still stamped all of them to and from, because you know, they more than likely will be thrown away. And then I felt like it wasn't enough, so I took some of my chipboard pieces and I made them into tags. So yeah, I did the to and from on the back of each one of them. I turned them into tags. And then guys, I'm gonna give you one of my pens, the ASC by Crystal, and it's got all the information on here. I am going to give you one of my pens, guys. You can't have my orange, my green one, but I'll let you have the blue one. Maybe at some point I'll get another blue one. But there you go, guys. Just remember what you need to enter to win this little box, and I'll be more than happy to mail it to you. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to everyone later. Have a great one.